Greetings. What's up? It's Deborah Watts. Happy Wednesday to you. And please forgive my kind of like outdoorsy appearance here. I had to drop my a relative off at the airport, and I did not have time to get back inside to a place where it was quiet. So I'm hoping that it stays quiet for a few minutes that we're here together. I'm hoping you have had so far a lovely week, and that your week has continued to reveal new wonderful wins and celebrations for you. So I want to answer a question that I actually read in another group, but it was a really good question, and I'm pretty sure that he wasn't the only one who was asking the question, so I wanted to answer it here. And that is, why are people so hypocritical? Like, how do we root this out of our society? And I know, having been a minister and having been raised in a very strict religious environment, how hypocrisy can show up in so many different forms. And I understand why it's such a challenge. But let's think about, what is the opposite of hypocrisy? What is it? Like, if you're not a hypocrite, what are you? It means you're integrated. You operate with integrity, right? So what you say and what you do and how you act reflects who you say or you believe yourself to be, and how others perceive that you think yourself to be. Now, this is really interesting. I was speaking with a client about this yesterday, so I want you to pay attention to this idea, because if you get it, it will change your life. And I'm sorry that my hand's bumping a little bit. Let me see if I can get it a little bit more stable. This is really critical. So here's the deal. If you have a belief or a value, and you believe that that value is true, but you're not living by it, you're out of integrity. And even when people don't know you from Adam, they can pick up on it. We are very, very powerful, sensitive, intuitive beings. And most people, unless they're completely checked out, can pick up when you're not being integrated, and when you're not operating out of integrity. And that is when you're not living in alignment with your core values and with who you are and who you believe yourself to be. So on the flip side of it, that's what really being hypocritical can come out to be. So it's not just somebody who preaches something and doesn't operate. It's also someone who believes something that they're not operating in. So this is not to make you feel bad, like, oh man, I really know I should stop eating donuts, but I still eat the donuts. Although there is some really cool tips for how to work that back in, but only if you want to. There's probably some really good reasons why you're eating the donuts. I digress, but let me come back to the main point. The main point is that when you operate out of integrity, and when you operate in such a way that your words, your beliefs, your actions are all aligned up, there's something that happens that makes you feel so confident, so clear, even when you have like no data, you've never done something before, but you can still feel amazing, okay? Now, coming back to the question, why are people so hypocritical, and how do we root that out? Well, people are hypocritical because none of us, in truth, is designed to stay in either dependence, which is stage 2, or independence, which is stage 3. We are all wired to reach for interdependence, which is stage 4. But unfortunately, we live in a world where stage 2 and early stage 3, where you still haven't really owned your independence, but you're kind of very protective of it, right? You don't feel abundant with it. These 2 stages are the world that we live in right now. And if you look around, you'll start to see examples of that. You see examples of that in people having to have these horrible sob stories because when they go to a judge, for a judge to judge them as worthy of getting off from paying a fine or going to jail or something, they have to come up with this great victim story. Whereas a truly interdependent person can say, you know what? I don't agree with that law, or I did this because of this, because this was more important to me than what whoever wrote that law was concerned about. And truthfully, when you earn when you own and know how to trust your truth, you're often going to make decisions that are going to be against the law. You're going to make decisions that are going to get you in trouble, maybe get you suspended, maybe get you fired, right? This is why we have hypocrisy, because we have institutions and we have given power over to governments and institutions and authorities, be it teachers, parents, and the like. Of course, parents, it's a little bit different because kids are truly dependent for a time, right? But when you become an adult, are you still giving your power over to your parents? When you can think for yourself and make decisions for yourself, are you still giving your power over to your parents, right? All of these different authorities that we have allowed to take the power are the ones that are making us feel like we can't truly operate in harmony with our own beliefs. A lot of times we don't even know what our own beliefs are anymore consciously. We don't even know consciously what our values are anymore. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to wake you up. I'm here to remind you that before you met your partner or before your parents started playing their guilt trips and all that stuff, you had a purpose. You've always had a purpose. Since your conception, you have had a specific purpose that is unique to you, that no one else on the planet can do but you. And you're not doing yourself a service if you're not actually exploring what that is. If that isn't clear in your mind every morning when you wake up, and I'm not saying that we all have times when we feel off and we don't really remember, that's fine. But I'm just saying in general, what is driving you in your life? Do you even know? These are the kinds of questions that we need to answer, okay? So how do we uproot hypocrisy in our society? Obviously, that is a very, very, very deep question. And truthfully, the hypocrisy is there as learning and stepping stages for every one of us, okay? So I don't know that it's something that needs to completely be uprooted. But if you don't like feeling like you're being a hypocrite, if you don't like operating out of integrity, then what you can do to shift that is to evaluate what you believe, what your values are, and if you're actually living in harmony with those things, okay? And there are big scale things like what you do for a living or where you live or who you marry, and there are smaller scale things like what you choose to put on your plate each day, right? And this isn't, again, interdependence, stage 4, is not a zone of judgment. That's not what it's about. It's a zone of acceptance. So it's not about judging yourself and saying, oh my goodness, I ate the donut. It's about understanding, do I really want the donut? What's behind the wanting of the donut? What can we shift there if I want to shift something? And if I don't want to shift something, can I just be okay with eating the donut? Can I not judge myself about it? There's a lot of wisdom that we can find when we stop fighting ourselves and we just trust that we are exactly where we need to be. This is my message. This is my purpose for being on this planet, and I'm going to keep speaking about it. So let me know in the comments if you want the 4 stages model. I will absolutely post it in this group if I see 5 people say I want it. Okay? Much love. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. I look forward to seeing if you have any follow-up comments or questions. Put them in the comments below and I will definitely answer them. Much love. Bye.